Broncos country, what is going on? Hope you guys are having a wonderful Monday. And this is so funny. I just got done filming a video I'll post later today on 5 small Denver Broncos podcasts that you got to be following, other creators that I've really loved what they're doing. But then I'm getting ready to edit that video. And what do I see? The Broncos being so active. So I saw that we traded Baron Browning to the Cardinals. And then as I'm about to go live, I see, oh my gosh, we've extended Jonathan Cooper. Let's go. So, guys, I'm going to break this all down for you. Of course, I want to know your thoughts in the comments on the replay. Smash that like, subscribe. We're on our way to 2,000, guys. Like, this is awesome. And I got to know what you guys are thinking. So please join the conversation. I'll give you guys the information, and then I'll talk with you guys here for a little bit, which should be great. So let me go ahead first and share my screen here. Let me find, according to Tom Palacero, here we go. The Broncos have traded Baron Browning. Here we go. Traded Baron Browning to the Arizona Cardinals. This ended up being in exchange for a 6th-round pick. And honestly, guys, I think that's a really good return. It's a really good return, especially for somebody that hasn't played much this year, that's in a contract year, going to be a free agent. He's a rental. I think Arizona definitely feels like they can make a playoff push right now. What are they sitting at now? 5-4? I think so. After just a dominating win against the Bears, really love this move for them. I think that that's fantastic, getting a guy that can help out that defense. And we get our 3rd 6th-round pick that we have in 2025. So right now, guys, you might be wondering, what draft picks do we have? We have our 1st-round pick, our 2nd-round pick, our 3rd-round pick. Oh my gosh, what's going on with these balloons? Our 4th-round pick. We do not have a 5th-round pick, but we have 3 6th-round picks. So, 3 6th-round picks. So that's 7. I can do math, or like that. 7 picks. And then we don't have a 7th. So I'll share this here too. This is credit to Broncos Wire of USA Today. Before this trade, you can see here, we have our own picks in the first 4 rounds. Traded to Dolphins in a trade that might have been part of the Bradley Chubb trade. Anyways, 6th-round pick, we have 6th-round pick from the Eagles. That might have been the Albert O one, or maybe in a trade up or trade down that we did in the draft last year. And we lost our 7th-round pick. So we're going to have 3 6th-round picks and around 4 picks. So that's 4 total day 3 picks in the 2025 draft. I would love for the Broncos to continue to remain aggressive, and whether that's trading a contract player outside Cortland. Again, I want to see him here for this year. And he's really the only somewhat decent option we got right now for Bo to throw to that isn't Bo himself, right? So I like this move. I would imagine, I was thinking that maybe we could have gotten for Baron Browning right now like a 7th-round pick. So this is really great that we're able to get a 6th-round pick for a guy that we weren't going to get anything from this past year. We'll get into the Jonathan Cooper extension here in just a minute, but I did also just want to show you the stats again. Right now, throughout 7 total games throughout the regular season, he's had 1 solo tackle, 6 assists right now, and no sacks. He has no sacks on the year. Is that true? Wow. So yeah, we got no sacks. Really nothing, man, from Baron Browning. I do wonder what his pressures and stuff looks like. But anyways, he hasn't been the healthiest this season. And so when you're getting a 6th-round pick for a guy who literally has no sacks on the year so far, like, I think this is an A-plus trade. I think it's an A-plus trade for the Broncos. Like, of course, teammates with Jonathan Cooper coming out of Ohio State. Jonathan Cooper was a 7th-round pick, and it just seemed like he was the better of the two. And with Nick Bonino coming along and Jonah Ellis, this move really does make sense. I really do think that this is a good move for the Broncos, and also a good room for Baron Browning. Hopefully this change of scenery serves him well, and we see him become a really important player off the edge for the Cardinals as they're going on this exciting playoff run. So again, total career 9.5 sacks, 2 forced fumbles. He's had trouble staying healthy throughout his career. You can see um, he hasn't played a full 16 or 17 game slate throughout his career, and that's been one of the reasons why that we had assumed that he wasn't going to be a Bronco after this year. So this is, I think, great news for both parties. Love to see that we have made this move. Uh, Especially comparing it last year to when we could have gotten a third round pick for Jerry Jeudy and we end up trading him away. But it's kind of stuff like that. It's like kind of take what you can get when there's an offer on the table, especially if you see yourself moving on from that player, which I think that they were going to do that with Jerry Jeudy after during the season last year. But anyways, Zach Seegers, this is beautiful. Coming out here, let's just get to it first. Adam Schefter saying the Broncos have signed emerging pass rusher Jonathan Cooper to a 4-year contract extension over the weekend. Cooper has 5.5 sacks in 9 games for the Broncos. Denver locks up Cooper while securing a 6th-round pick from Arizona for free agent to be Baron Browning. Love this move. I think that's great. Jonathan Cooper is one of the guys that I see as like a building block for this defense. He's gotten better every single year, and it's really great. Zach Seegers coming in here saying, I've often been critical of Denver's team building under George Payton. Yes, you have, as have I. But you more than me. But anyways, he cooked with this one. I agree. The double whammy. Get capital for Browning and lock up Cooper long term. God damn, love the trajectory for this squad. And I'd agree. I think that I've enjoyed what's been going on with George Payton and Sean Payton kind of working in conjunction together. That's a good synergy that we hadn't seen with George Payton and Nathaniel Hackett, Vic Fangio, right? So really love this move. We'll see what the numbers turn out to be, but I doubt Jonathan Cooper is making anywhere like near the highest paid pass rusher in football, but he's a quality edge that needed to be here long term, and I think that this is a great move. Now you got him locked down. I see that Mark texted me. I wonder if Drew Sanders is close to returning. And yeah, I mean, he's made the transition to edge. Not sure if I feel good about that, but we do have Dondre Tillman as well. Right now, he's our 4th edge. And I feel very good about the 4 guys that we got right now. Jonathan Cooper, Nick Benito, Jonah Ellis, and Dondre Tillman, with Drew Sanders coming back from that Achilles. But don't rush it. Don't rush it. I don't want to see that happen, but really do love this. I'm going to go ahead and bookmark this, retweet this from Zach. Y'all be sure to go follow him and Let's Talk Broncos. Let's see what everybody else is saying, and then I'll get to some of your comments here. We'll keep this as a pretty short live stream, but let me know if you got any thoughts as well in there. Okay, we got the details now. According to Mike Kliss, it is a 4-year, $60 million deal with $33 million guaranteed. This is a total steal. This is a total steal. They'll be able to pay both Allen and Benito, as Cole is saying down here. Really do love this. We have plenty of cap space over the next handful of years. So let me do the math real quick. 60 divided by 4, $15 million a year for average salary. That's great. So I'm sure the cap hit will change from year to year a little bit, but $15 million average for the cap, that's great. And maybe you could even move a little bit of that into this year, depending on how things look. But man, I really do love this. This is a steal of a deal. It's a total steal of a deal. Joey Richards of Let's Talk Broncos saying Jonathan Cooper came in better than anybody could have expected and has improved year after year since. The type of player that absolutely deserves a second contract from the Broncos. I love it. Yes, and I would say that it would not surprise me if he's a future captain for this team as well. Not only one of our best and most talented players, but a true leader, a true like locker room guy. Like I think that he's fantastic. So with that being said, guys, I'm a happy camper. I'm a happy camper right now. Now let's bring somebody in, whether that's a running back, tight end, wide receiver. I ain't picky at all. Just get somebody with a heartbeat. Hey, Dave. Thanks so much for tuning in. Cards fan here. Love what you are doing. Bo is awesome. Could you tell me if Browning is actually good? If you guys are looking for like a third or fourth edge right now in your rotation, I think you guys are going to be pleased. Like he can rush the passer. Um, it's funny because he doesn't have a sack this year, but the big thing for him has been, staying healthy. And yeah, I do remember. Let me pull up his PFF premium stuff here because I think he's pretty solid against the run, at least with his grades. Yeah, so like an overall grade, 63. That's during this season. That's ranked 90th out of 192 edges. Pass rush grade 68. Run defense. That's where he's really going to help you guys out, is in the run defense. And that's like where he's been at throughout the majority of his career. I believe has kind of been a better guy in the run than the pass rush. As you can see last year for Denver as a starter, 80.7 in run defense, with providing good pass rush grades as well. So 40 tackles on the year last year, or 40 pressures on the year last year. Um, and yeah, five sacks. So he's going to be a quality addition to the depth of your defense. I don't know if you guys are working through injury at all right now at the edge position, but this guy's he's going to be a quality player for you guys, no doubt about it. D Rock, oh, so we selling, but we can't get a tight end. Hey, maybe we just need to take care of this stuff first, and then we can start getting to the real exciting stuff, right? That's my hope. So y'all be sure, let me know in the comments what you think about this, the moves you want to see the Broncos make. Please like the stream, subscribe to the show. We're on our way to 2,000 guys. This is crazy. So yeah, but hey, the Saints fired Dennis Allen today. Is Jawan Johnson going to be available for trade? Jawan Johnson, please. Please. This guy is way better than any of the tight ends that we got, and I think we can get him for fairly cheap. This would be really, really nice. Yeah, good luck to Barron. Now we have one less player to re-sign this offseason. Yes, and this was one again where he wasn't coming back, and I think this is a win for everybody. This is definitely a win for everybody. 4 years, $60 million for Jonathan Cooper. He's been fantastic. I really do like this. Yeah. Let's see. Great trade capital for BB. Could we go for a trade with Njoku or ETN for this 6 plus Lil Jordan Humphrey or McLaughlin? Well, I'll tell you this. I think Lil Jordan's trade value is probably next to nothing. If we could trade for cash considerations, maybe, but I doubt that. Jaleel McLaughlin, I still don't feel like has much trade value at all either. I'm not sure how many teams in the NFL he's a running back 2 on. Like, let's be honest. Njoku, I think, is going to be hard to trade because with how his contract is structured, the Browns take on a ton of dead money if they trade him. It was kind of similar to Russ, where it's like, if you trade Russ, you're still going to have a ton of dead money on the books. Yeah, just it wasn't advantageous for us to trade him, and plus, you weren't going to get a team to take on that contract. A little bit different with David Njoku, but I think because of that, his price and the premium required to get somebody like David Njoku is going to be a little bit higher than what people expect. Now, Travis Etienne, I think, is totally gettable. Very intriguing player, talented player, athletic, but flawed in some ways. But I still think he's a better running back, pure running back and weapon than what we have on our team in the room right now. So that's why I would be a fan of going after and getting Travis Etienne. Again, they lost again. The Jaguars lost again. So I would just love this. Devontae, Amari Cooper, Deontay Johnson all sat the week they were traded. T sat for a second straight week. Today is going to be an interesting day. Ragnar, I was thinking about this as well. With T out, maybe they're trying to see what's going on. Again, it's not good to be paying 2 wide receivers an insane amount of money. It just doesn't really work. You want to keep Jamar Chase on the Bengals. He's been the healthier one. He's been the more productive one. But hey, I would love T. Higgins on this team. I'm not picky, guys. Like, again, we got one of the worst probably the worst wide receiver core right now in the NFL. So, it's not going to take much for me to be fairly happy with if we do make a move to improve this room right now and make me feel a little bit better. But regardless, I was saying this how I want to see the Broncos shift up the energy on the bottom of the active roster going into this week with KC. There needs to be some accountability in this wide receiver room. I would inactivate Lil Jordan Humphrey and bring somebody on like A.T. Perry or David Sills. Again, you're taking a liability off the field in my mind and plugging in a guy that's got a question mark. Can it get worse? I really don't think so. But I was talking about that with the offensive line with CU last year, and then we put in Isaiah Jada, and that was even worse. So I mean, what do I know? I'm just a guy, just like you guys. I just got a microphone and a camera in front of me right now. That's really the only difference. That's my thought right now. Is see what A.T. Perry can do. Can we get Josh Reynolds back, please? That would be really great. And in retrospect, Hitman Broncos, I wasn't a fan of Jerry Jeudy, but right now I would take him pretty much over everybody in this room. Same with Tim Patrick. I think that those moves right now are looking real bad. Those, Tim Patrick never struggled with drops, right? And that's been the thing to plague this team. Jerry Jeudy, as much as I crap on him, the man could get open. He could get open. But I was going to put out a video. Maybe I'll wait for it for tomorrow on Broncos wide receiver coach Kerry Colbert. I think when you've seen just the entire room struggle with concentration, you've seen some of the young guys. I don't feel like they've improved, such as Marvin Mims. Like, I don't think he's running very good routes. You've seen him loaf on routes. I don't think that our wide receiver room has gotten better at the little things. I think their effort has been inconsistent at best at times, and you're not seeing them lay it all out there. I think right now you got to think maybe we got to look at bringing in a more experienced receiver coach after this year, because whatever Kerry Colbert's having these guys do now, granted, they might just suck too. Like, I think it's a little bit of both. Like, our wide receivers right now suck, but also I'm going to put some of that on the coaching as well. I think it's both thing. I think you want a new wide receiver coach this next year, as well as a 75% new blood in the receiver room. Hey, Chase, what's going on, man? Go Bo Nix. Yeah, Quentin Caldwell. Cooper deserves the big contract. He hasn't dropped off or gotten injured. Yeah, he's been fantastic. Smash that like, guys, to congratulate Jonathan Cooper. He deserves it. This kind of reminds me of Tim Patrick getting that deal. It's like, man, he totally deserved it. And then, just those freak injuries sucked. But this is really great when homegrown guys get extended, especially day 3 picks. That's always really exciting. Oh, wow. This puts Cooper in the pay range of linebackers like Patrick Queen and Hassan Reddick. Take that every time to the bank, baby. I love it. Thoughts on trading Sutton? I would rather not. Again, guys, I know it's not the sexiest thing, and it's kind of hypocritical because I'm like, let's get rid of guys that aren't going to be on this team next year. I don't think Cortland's going to be on this team next year. But the one reason that I do want to keep him is for Bo's development this year is very important. He is right now the most dependable receiving weapon that he has. And I mean, if you get rid of Sutton right now, maybe you just let the young guys play and just see how it goes. I can get behind that, but I don't think right now it's the best path for Bo's development. That's why I was a fan originally of keeping Tim Patrick on the roster. But, after seeing the emergence of Devon Vele and some of these other guys, I was hoping Josh Reynolds would be happy. Then I'm like, okay, I understand getting rid of Tim Patrick. You want to see these other guys play, Marvin Mims, but we just haven't seen the play from them to give me any confidence in those guys so far this year. So I would like to see Sutton here. Maybe you bring him back on a really cheap deal. Again, I think he's at a very affordable rate right now for the type of player that he is. Like, I don't really find him to be an overpaid player. I just think all of our wide receivers right now, they're being asked to do too much to what they would be asked to be doing in their role on other teams. It would be much lower. Everybody from the first spot down to the sixth spot. Jeremy, good to see you, man. Love it, David. Good move as we build this team for the future. Yes, 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 yes. It's wonderful. Now we have 7 picks in this year's draft. Again, we don't have a 5th round pick or a 7th round pick, but we got 3 6th round picks. So it's going to be interesting to see what we do with that. Maybe we hold those for the draft, which I think Zach Seegers is a little bit more of a fan of. Talking with him yesterday, right after the Broncos game, you'll be sure to check that out. I hope we're not done. I would love to see another playmaker in here. Ideally, that is under contract through next year. That's my one thing. I don't know. Like when I was talking about Deontay Johnson, bringing him in here, he's a free agent this year. So what I would have loved to see is you bring in a guy like that and you extend him when you bring him in. But as Mile High Mario from Altitude Adjustment on Let's Talk Broncos brought in, he's like, I don't think that he was a great fit for this offense. I don't think he gives maximum effort. And, okay, like I can understand that then maybe why we weren't in the race, because that's something that I think that we've struggled with from this unit as a whole is just the lack of focus. Has just killed this team from the wide receiver position. So let's Darius Slayton, I would be ecstatic for. I think he's really underrated the more that I've looked into him. And the man has had multiple, like 3 years of 700 receiving yards with Daniel Jones. Are you kidding me? Someone told me yesterday that the Chiefs have won 2 Super Bowls in between the last 2 games where Daniel Jones has thrown for a touchdown. That's at MetLife. That's insane. That's insane. Yeah, let's go get a playmaker with a fair amount of age left. Again, Darius Slayton has some life left. He's just now hitting his prime. I think he's only 26 or 27. So I would love that. I would like a new face in the wide receiver room. Yes, me too. And again, that's why I think you even just shift up the energy. Like, let's say we don't make a move in the wide receiver room. That would bum me out. But let's at least bring some guys up from the practice squad. Let's put some guys back down on the practice squad. Again, I think Will Jordan Humphrey right now needs to be one of these guys that is held accountable and made example of. We can talk about accountability, but it needs to be put into practice, right? That's the only way it's going to work. And I want to bring in some guys right now this Sunday that are chomping at the bit to get on the field. Let's see what some of these other guys can do. Again, A.T. Perry was a 6th round pick, I believe. Talented, raw. I think he has potential to be a very nice depth weapon for this team. And right now, with how shallow we are at the position, he very well could be better than some of the guys that we have out there. So it's going to be fun to track and to see what happens over the next 24 hours. But great to see the Broncos active. And again, Baron Browning, really excited to see what he's going to do for the Cardinals. Gives me a team to root for in the NFC for the rest of the year, which will be really exciting. My dad lives in Phoenix, so he's been to some of the Cardinals games this year, and it'll be fun watching him. No doubt about it. Best of luck to the Cardinals. Really love what they have going on there, guys. But I got to get out of here, sadly. I'll be back with a video later today. I'm going to be covering 5 content creators that you need to be watching covering the Broncos. Until next time, guys, smash that like, leave a comment on the way out, subscribe. As always, go Broncos.